Jesus' mighty name. The book of Daniel 3 verse 12. This morning we are looking at this topic. Christian character. Christian character. They were first called Christians because of their lifestyle. When you see a herbalist, you know by his smell. When you see people, you are able to know the kind of people and the kind of thing they represent. So we are going to be focusing on Christian character as a series this period, because you can be in church and church is not in you. God is not going to judge us by the attendance of our religious activities. He is going to judge us by our character as Christians. If I do not preach this truth to you, I will be held responsible. Daniel 3:12. There are some Jews whom you put in charge of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who are disobeying your majesty order. They do not worship your God or bow down to the statue you set up. We are all familiar with the story of Nebuchadnezzar, who exalted himself and made himself so powerful to the point that he made a god and he asked everybody to bow and worship. We are all familiar. We are also familiar. I'm trying to lay a foundation. We are also familiar with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who intentionally refused to bow. They were intentional. Even when their life was involved. These were men that were used to honoring the king. But when he got to this matter, they called the king by his name. O Nebuchadnezzar will not bow. Will we not? Because they knew our character is tested. How many times have you bowed? How many? Little thing, you went to visit herbalist. One small issue. One small temptation, you went to visit herbalist. One small thing, you are already fabricating lies. We will not bow. They say even if the God we serve does not save us, our character remains the same. There are men God can vouch for. Have you considered Job my servant? It was not people that called Job God's servant. It was God himself. It's my servant. Job was still the same person who was bragging one day. He was bragging with God. He said, God, I have many house girls. He said, I have not looked at anyone lustfully. You know what Job said? He said, God, if I'm lying, place me on your scale of righteousness and weigh me. He said, God, if I am lying, bless me. God was so proud of him. Have you considered my servant? We have many people in church who are not God's servant. They bear Christian name. He said, have you? Do you know him? When I get to the point where I come and I tap on the shoulder of Fred, I said, do you know my son, Fred? It means he has made me proud many times. The wife of Job said, curse God and die. She said, you are foolish. For the first time, he insulted the wife because the matter had to do with his character. Curse God and die. What the devil needed from Job was just an insult to God. Hello. Insults to God. Job sat one day and said, what else? A man born of woman is of few days and full of trouble. Few days. He fought and maintained his character. Put that Bible verse again. Let me show something. He said there are some Jews whom you put in charge of the province of Babylon. Listen, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were already exalted. They had a lift without test of character. They were already in charge of a place without. Now hear this. God told me, he said, I can exalt a man who has character problem. I can prosper your business if you have character problem. I can grant you the desire of your heart if you have character problem. But charisma without character ends in disaster. Character is the sustainer of divine blessings. Character. Character. Character is the manager of divine blessings. What God gave to you can be destroyed with bad character. Saul became king in the land. His character took the crown from him. Samson was given power to fight his enemies. His character made him die before his time. He lost power for lack of character. Character. God does not take back what he gives, but character can destroy what God gave. Hello. God does not take back what he gives. The gift of God is without repentance, but character is the only thing that can maintain what God has given you. What is character? Character is the personality of something or someone. Character is the personality of something or someone. When you see this mic, what comes to your mind is the major characteristics it is used to send sound from here to the amp and to the speaker. When you see the fan, the characteristics that come to your mind is that it blows air, nothing more. When you see a vehicle, the characteristics is that it moves people from one place to another and all of that. No, it comes to your mind. What do people know as your character as a believer? How do they know you? Your neighbors can tell others more about you. Hello. Why are we quiet? It's character. You are quiet because of character. God You need character. Your beauty can take you to a man's house. It is character that we avoid beating. Your beauty and high heel can take you to a man's house. It is character that will give you a good home. And I tell people, beauty is zero without character. Hello. Stand in front of mirror, admire yourself. See, babe, one more, I fine. See, babe, see outlook, see, no matter the price of your weapon, if you don't have sense, it's a waste of responsibility, a waste of sense, a waste of money. Admire yourself from up and down. When a man marries you because of that beauty, and he discovers you don't have character, no man who is in war front has time for love. Hello. Yeta. I'm coming. Sir, every Saturday ugly girls are getting married. Every Saturday. Because what fine girls don't know is that a guy who sees character sees beauty. Because character is the real beauty. You say, but this woman not fine. Why am I? No. The shoe is not made in UK. It's made in Aba. But there are qualities he has seen in that shoe. Dear husband and wife, if you want to fade quickly, develop character problem. Lack of character makes you not to be trusted. If you have character problem, people will not trust you. You are in this church because you trust me. I'll shake some table today. If you're on it, if you fall down, stand up. Don't be angry. If I don't preach it to you, nobody. If he pay you, when you get home, take Panadol, you'll be fine. I know what I'm saying. The character of a Christian is important. Your life is a Bible. Character is built on principles and value. It's built on what? What is value? Value is what you value. What is value again? Let's repeat it. Don't be afraid. What is value? Value is what you value. Wisdom, you value your shoe. Will you keep it anyhow? When you have set your values, you will now begin to monitor and make sure they are intact. If I have value for my marriage, I will do everything to protect it. And what do I do to protect it? I will not go to sensitive things that cause problems in my marriage. If I have value for my integrity, I will not lie. If you have value for your car, and if you have bought a car before, you discover that even at night you come and peep to see if the car, I don't know, I used to do that. Hello. Nights, who has done that before? You will come out, my wife say, baby, they do you. And watch it 11 p.m. Like I want to drive it to the coven. If not, why washing car? 12 p.m. 11 p.m. I say since dusk, they have to at least in the morning, and I'll be cleaning it. I saw a bike guy opposite the church here, I think some weeks ago, cleaning the bike either with Vaseline or engine oil so it can shine. I said, this guy just bought the bike. The value we place on things when we buy, even our phones, that initial value. That is what most of us place on our salvation when we got born again. But over time we become, familiarity is the major reason why we have character problem. We are familiar with God. He understands. God will never understand as long as you break the pattern. As long as you break the standard, He will not. So I said to you that character is built on what? Principles. Number 2, value. What are principles? Principles are laid down stuff that this is what I am. This is what I will do regardless. That's what they did. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They had their principle that as long as this matter is concerned, we will not bow. It is our principle. Because we have value for God. You went for a job interview. Someone said he will sleep with you for the job. You say, is it not your sleep? Or God come, sleep. Sleep. It's just sleep. Sleep. What is in sleep? Nothing. Oh God, sleep. You can even do how many times you want. But are you sure of the appointment later? Whatever you compromise for is not a blessing. And you will come to church and say, praise the Lord. As you are praising the Lord is looking at you and say, I cannot see in the record book where I did it. What you are thanking me for, I don't know. He said, the blessings of the Lord make it rich and added no. He said, as long as I did not give you, there's no security. You can get this done without character, but the future is not guaranteed. Principles. Everything that exists on earth has characteristics. Listen. Your character is the unchangeable part of you. The angels God created in heaven, He created and made them to perform in certain way. One day one changed. He's called Lucifer. And because of that change, God said, I can't stay with you because you are not made to be so. When you have character problem, God is the one that demotes you. Why does He demote you? He will not take the blessing from you, but He will demote you because as long as you have that thing, you will continue to contaminate others. You will have the crown, but you will not be relevant. You will have the job, but you will not be relevant. Relevant. You will have the cars, but you will not be relevant. So God is the one. I won't take from you, but they won't hear your voice. 1/3 of angels followed Lucifer from heaven. He developed one character problem. Just one. God said, I can't get out of this place. Just one. I want to say something we don't like, and I'm sorry. Do you know that Satan is more holier than some Christians? What was the sin of Satan? He rebelled, right? Did he kill somebody? Did he sleep with somebody's wife or husband? Wait. Did he fornicate before coming back to heaven? If you check the sins we do today, Satan didn't do it. He rebelled and became proud. Finish. You are not only proud. Yesterday you slept with somebody that's not your wife or your husband. Some of you were in club yesterday. Do me. Yesterday, you are so high that your friend had to even carry you home. Some of you still take Igbo. Some of you still drink alcohol. The highest level of character problem is the level that you live this life without fear of anybody. I don't care who I know the anybody. I know that is the peak of it. Character. A brother asked me this morning, he says, sir, can I kiss my to-be wife? Is he a sin? Yeah, God, they sleep. You want kiss? We that are married that we kiss, we know where we end. Are you saying that you will stand in a bus stop trying to enter a vehicle without destination? That is what you are saying. Can I kiss? Every kiss leads somewhere. The devil is innocent of all your accusation because it would have been avoided. Say it's just touch. And you, the touch is small, you don't lose, open your teeth, girl. You don't open your teeth. Don't touch me like that. My sensitive part is this place. I don't want so. You are telling a man that is not your husband, you're saying, you have told him, I'm here, get me. You say, don't touch me like, no, don't touch me like that. You went to visit someone you want to get married to. You discuss at a point, nothing to say. You are looking at a man is looking. You are looking, a man, nothing to say. Carry your things and go. Because the next thing, as you are not saying something, the devil will tell you what to say. Don't visit brothers who have their phone on the floor. No share. Some of them no. If you don't get it, brothers who have phone only with their rubber carpets or rock carpets, no they don't have plastic share. They intentionally take it out. As soon as you come, baby, I'm not coming. I just enter Abuja. I don't get anything. I don't even get share. Manage the end of the bed. Then when he's sitting down too, he will sit on the bed with his indomie. Do you know that if you have character problem, you can enter anywhere without conscience? And that's why it will happen. That day it will form baby. Do you know that if you have character problems, some problems you are having now will be avoided? Because character will curtail some of this problem. Igbo. These days, girls smoke Igbo. Girls. They want to be high. Girls. So, and a spirit-filled brother will marry such a girl. She will beat you. When she's she will give birth to children who will Igborize. They will connect together and she will give you children according to her kind. You say it doesn't matter. Before you marry anyone, check character. And that's why I keep telling people, don't do distant relationship and marry. Many are deceived into marriage with that. It's Friday. Is it thank God? It's Friday. As if God is not in charge of Friday. That they can do whatever they like. And when you begin your journey from this fresh land side, through Monaco, through my place, to Abacha Road. You will see girls standing for sale. One was coming to my car. I think we were driving to all night some months ago, and they were standing. I wind down my car. I say, repent! Can I shock you? 99% of them are Christian. I blame some parents. Why will a parent stay in Kogi, stay in Benue? Your baby that is a teenager has collected a house, staying alone in Abuja. A baby that should be corrected and rebuked under your roof. They are sending money. You don't know how money is being gotten. Some parents are shameless. Small girls, teenagers, they are staying on their own already. Now, they are not just sleeping with men. Women now sleep with women. I keep praying for my children. You will not bring me reproach. Because when children misbehave, it is the parent people will blame. Reproach. You see them, small girls. I saw one with her bra. Like that one should be around 12 years old. The elderly one she followed was like 15. They don't wear bra. No bra. Dear woman, pray for your husband. We have a lot of them, even our working place. Loose. As young as 12, she's loosed. Character tells you things you should not do. Some of you snap in hotel, you post. You think we don't know hotel setting? I know that small girl, they do you now. You snap in front of mirror. We know that hotel has telecom. We know that hotel has that. We know how me and my wife used to. We know. For your mind, you display. Some there's who snap you. We ask questions. Who? In a room in a hotel. Who snap? Show the face. And when I see like that, I laugh. I don't even know how to interpret this thing in English. If you are, how do they say this in English? Poke. Is it poke? Poke nose, no? No, you know, I don't know the name. If you stand in the dark and you are doing like you are mocking someone, you are only yabbing yourself. Because the person self will not see you. Sir, people are watching you, man. People are watching what you post on Facebook. One girl sent me one message sometimes ago, I think last 2 months, asked me for money. Because I did not help her, she threatened to kill me. I got a message with her number. She's threatening. She's coming for me, this, that. I think Mike, if he's watching, I sent the message to him. I said, I can't take this thing for granted. We tracked her. Even to her house. I use security, all my strength to track every detail. So I was supposed to just speak and finish her. I discovered if I arrest her, I'll bail her. If I arrest her
I will be the one to bail her. So I was the one that was begging the security personnel. I beg, leave her, forgive her, show mercy. If not, I wanted to bring her to Abuja, then we'll massage her. Now just text to upbringing. Some children are just so mannerless. Some of us are mannerless today because we're not brought up well. You have no regard, no respect for elders. An elder will be standing, you will sit and you are comfortable. Character. You are imprisoned by your own value and principles if you have character. This means you can do this thing, but because of my personal principle, I won't do it. I live in my own prison that is created by my value system and my principles. 1 Corinthians 10 verse 23. I live in my prison. Mr. Larry is here. He was supposed to pay for something. So I paid for it so he will balance me. He will pay me back. Right? The day he paid me, he sent 140,000 thereabout, or 150. I think 150. We were doing project, we needed cement here. And the thing I paid for was 40,000. 40 minus 150, how much is that? I see temptation. Cement. I was hearing my spirit, cement. 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 No, he will understand. Just buy your cement. He will understand. Just buy. It was a test of my character. When he called, I said, see, the thing they did for me because of my influence for 40. Bring your account number. I'm sending your balance. He said, hey, I sent it back. Listen to me. People who have character problem believe the truth will not come out. You are lying. There is nothing you do under the sun that will not come out. Nothing shall be hidden under. When you have the consciousness, you will behave how you live your life. You are telling people to increase the figure. You call it due. People can't trust you. I sent my security guy to go buy me petrol. I test him. If you are working with me, I test you. I gave him 4,000 naira for something or 2,500. My guy came, no change. Immediately, I didn't ask. Until 2 days later. I said, Piero, come. How far? I gave you 4,000. But he drove you to that place. You bought the fuel. I already called Belly. How much you buy the fuel? He said 2,500 or 3,000 thereabout. I said, okay, no issue. Just. I said, Piero, my change. There's no day he asks me for money, I don't give him. But you shouldn't take money as deal from me. Because I'm nice to you. I say, where's my change? He said, that my change is 500. I say, you are not serious. I open my window. Peter, come here. Wait till you talk. Because I first sent someone to get. He said, your changes. I say, let's do the maths. He said, it took back 500. You see, if you lie to do something, now go they shoot your leg, yourself by the leg. You want to cover, you shoot again. Why? I say it was Akpai that took you in his car to that junction. -1 transport. You only took it back. They charge you 500. I say, Peter, you have killed yourself. Since then, I'm not giving him money again. Since that day, he cannot even ask me for money again. I told him, you ask me for money even outside salary. I give you clothes. I give you food. What do you lie to me? Finish. And the Holy Spirit spoke to me that many times God brings us in contact with good people, but our character chases them away. It's not the devil. You see, village people are innocent here.
God brought you a guy that is serious to marry you. Your mouth is sharper than razor.
Sir, there are girls that date plenty guys. They are in this church. Yes, they date plenty guys. They will give body language to him. They will give him body language. They will send love messages. You know someone has a girl. Why you go send love messages? What is your problem? You know yourself, if you verse, buy Panadol.
You are here. You are here. You are here.
How many person you be? Some of you do that. And at the sooner. And some guys are like that too. They toast this one. You are blind, you can't see. Define what you want and go for it.
Stop messing around as a girl. Then we see you as a sheep girl.
Only you. I know some of, not one person, no, I know now. And I know some of you guys that visit girls in their house. The little money you are supposed to do to man, you where be girl, no get sense. You they cook for man when no propose to you. Being nice is different from proposal. Papa prayed about it. Brother Bibi is already giving sign. It's already giving symbol. Papa, I really, really love him already. Just pray and ask God to tell him to say it. And these guys will be feeling fine boys. Forget some of them get girls where they all married. They do fine boy, they see. Carry your mind from them. Even they can get who you all marry. I know the girl. Now my daughter. Don't be deceived. Say, the way this one cute. I never see her. That you don't see somebody around doesn't mean there's nobody. You crush for person when no propose. Tomorrow you cry. He broke my heart. Did he ask you out? Did he ask for your heart? Character. Some things you hear in church, your heart will break. Because we don't know God. My father said, if you want to die quick, try somebody who has somebody. Some people can kill you. Try my wife. You try. Even insult, not propose, just insult her. I will fast on your life. You know how many times I told her today you are beautiful? Or yesterday. Your own person where don't engage, now you like. Many Akpai bodo magwaga. Come where carry juju, they go touch her. Character. I made a vow to God that my children will grow to see me as a responsible father. And I have never in my life quarreled with my wife in their presence. What did Lulu say one day? She came and said, what? Daddy,
I love you.
No, there's this one. I said, Daddy, you love, you and mommy do.
I love you because of the way you love mommy.
5 years. Example. Standard. That I will be a pastor in church, but a beast at home. I know a man whose wife told him, a pastor, the wife said, I will kill you. He's a pastor. The wife said, Shebi, you say you're stubborn. He said, I grew up in so area. He said, me, I'll be the one to kill you. I'll poison you, kill you, attend your burial. The man has repented. is as cool as water. Because this woman was pressed to the water. Even the children we got and said, that is a bad man. You can pretend in church your children know you. And can I tell you, as they grow up, they are knowing who is at fault. They are knowing who is a good person. They are knowing who is a bad person. I have set a standard that my wife will never see me as a hypocrite. It's a standard. Your wife knows you more than others. Even your president, the wife knows him more than others. Set your standard. Can I tell you something? If you want to build your character, you sustain injury. There are things you have the reply. My mouth is tied to the cross. They mean that I know before if I insult you, they don't go buy 1 naira. There's a lady in this church now. Somebody is doing survey on. The person won't marry wife. It is another worker that is recommending her. One quiet girl, very nice girl. She they even write now as they talk. And they are observing her. She don't know. Don't go and be pretending now. Think it's you. Say, I'm watching you. Say it after me. I'm watching you. And the guy is well to do, working in a good place. The person recommended, mentioned the name. My wife said, nah, that is the person I wanted to recommend. We know members we can recommend. I'll not recommend where I'll be settling fight every day. Sharp mouth, even on social media. Some of them, their mouth sharp. Social media. Put that Bible verse. Are you angry? Say, member, don't dismember yourself. Truth is bitter but better. Look at what Paul said. He said, all things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. Give me the one that we understand. How this is expedient, they may need dictionary. Give me the one that will get it. He said everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. Everything is permissible, but not everything is constructive. Give me another version. Fast. Look at this one. Look at it one way. You could say anything goes. Because of God's immense generosity and grace, we don't have to dissect and scrutinize every action to see if it will pass muster. But the point is not to just get by. Now, this is what it means. You are free to do anything you want, but everything is not profitable. Someone says, show me in the Bible where Igbo is a sin. And I ask, show me in the Bible where you shouldn't stand in front of a movie trailer. Show me where it is written where you should not jump from top of a 3-story building. Show me. I am free to do some certain things, but because of my reputation, how does God see me in the secret? Your character is who you are in the secret. I went to buy something last week in a restaurant, and my wife was in the car. I was telling the girl, I'm a pastor. She said, no, it's not possible. You can't be a pastor. For real? I said, yeah. I said, my wife is in the car. Then I began to invite her. Some people look for any slight opportunity to misbehave. But character will tell you, even if nobody sees me. Who are you in the secret? You masturbate. You smoke Igbo, you drink, you just live your life casually, anyhow. Who are you? The person God will judge is not the one he sees in church. It's who you are in the secret. There are ladies that can't say no to any man. Have you not seen ladies that are always around guys? Any guy, they'll touch their bum or they run and no man cannot touch me like that. And you know when you press bread too much, bread, that is for sale in supermarket, some they'll write, don't touch, don't press. When you press bread, you press. It go come compress like pakeke. You know plantain sheep. It go come small. So they are, because of too much press, Theo will press, Mark will press, Daniel will press, John will press, Theophilus, Matthias, Abib, Jonathan. As they are pressing up and down. You think you are fine. They are destroying you. Men go for commodities that are scarce. No value. You don't have value. Must you give him sign? Are you a traffic officer? Character. Any man you date, you must live with. You have dated 100, all of them slept with you. It have do. Reserve the remaining one for your husband. It's okay. So okay. The guys, you will not really see the effect on them. He will still come like someone who is a virgin. But you, where big girl, it's all okay. I'm just my ass now. This life like this, I cannot clean my hand. Some girls will say yes to you because of suya. Clap for me. Catfish. And when you enter that Marabadis joint in the evening, you see them catwalking. If they back of man, maybe this one. And that night, they go hear them. Your body is paying more than what you ate. Suya, shawarma. And since many guys know that is what you want, they are giving you. He loves me. Anytime I ask when he buy me shawarma, he knows you are doing business. When I went for my wife, many girls were dying for me. You know how fine I did that time now. I even want the most handsome guy on campus. That year now, you know, get it. The most handsome. I want it. They gave me the award. What are you not talking? See, babe, they cook. My elder brother, one told my elder brother that year, many years ago, he said, it don't matter. And I said, all the signs she was giving to me, everything that your brother is daft, they pick sign, all the thing, they cook it, they bring me. I know they sensitive. I sensitive. But now where you choose to see, you see. She go cook, bring my brother, the rest, they go eat her. She will give me money, I will run ministry. I didn't ask. Just receive donation. She vex, go marry somebody who is not even a Christian, convert this, maybe to get back. I know pain me. When I met my wife on the traditional wedding, they say, so, beauty you won. Our traditional wedding. He said, finally. For my face. When we got married, one day she came to my house. My wife was there. She hugged me. She didn't want to leave me. This day. I said, that's an obsession. No be small hug. She hold me, they press me, it shook. She was shocking me. I couldn't. My wife said, leave my husband. Leave my husband from me. She said, I'm not going to leave. Oh. He is my supposed husband. Did I propose? Guess why I didn't marry her? There was a day she had disagreement with one of our members. I came to settle. She was insulting the guy. You are shameless. You are idiot. You are this man. Now they insult. She insulted. So when I became single and I did think of who to marry, she never even occurred to my head. You see this your mouth. It will ruin your life. Though she has gotten married, finally, a man has taken that load. Character. Your character will determine some certain things in your life. Number one, it will determine your giving to God and your tithing. When I sat here this morning, you know what the Holy Spirit told me? He said, there are many of your, look up, stop writing. As it's Monday now, you are writing, wait. God told me, well, now they make me laugh. God told me this morning while I sat there, that so many of your members now are complaining that things are hard. He said, ask them, are they tithing? I'm asking you. He said, go and challenge them. He said, ask them to give their tithe this month and see what next month will look like. He says, because it's a principle. Tithing is an act of honor and appreciation to God. Tithe. Your 10%. God is saying you can have the 90, but you are giving me just 10%. But when it gets to that, some people are like, there's no message that we enter there when it comes to money. No. I have members here that are workers that have never paid tithe once. And can I shock you? Their life is not better. Paul said, I went up by revelation. I understand this revelation. There are things I have known. I have known God for myself. Even if people don't do it, I do it because I know it. If you force people to do things, you will struggle. If they do it by knowledge, they will do it on their own. Giving to God becomes easy because it becomes your character. Tithing becomes easy because it becomes your character. Number two, when you have character, it will determine what you eat and drink. Some, if they cannot afford Heineken, they'll take Akpai. And listen, Mr. Larry was telling me something some days ago. He said what many people don't know is that many alcohol now are fake. And they are destroying your system. He said many. He said many now are fake. I was surprised. That was the first time I said, God, thank you. I know they take. And some take alcohol to get over life issues, problem, all of that. It won't solve it all. That you have problem yesterday, you sleep, you wake up today, does not mean the dream you had took away the problem. So if you forget it, when your eye clear, you will still meet it. Few days ago, my wife said, we sat here, my wife said, baby, in your next word, don't be a pastor again. She said, I will marry you, but I beg you, don't be a pastor. You know why? The cross is too heavy. That most times, we don't sleep because of people's problem. Most times. She said, baby, you didn't tell me this work is big like this. But I never took alcohol to get over issues. The Holy Ghost can make you high. Go in the place of prayer and speak in tongues. I can tell you when you are edified, you will get over the things that are bothering you. You bother yourself because you have not received a word from God concerning the issue. His word settles your worry. Number 3, when your character is in place, it will determine the kind of people you hang with. You know, me, I don't used to do bad, but my friends only do. They will connect you. Yes. Check now, those who are ladies here, you know how many people your friends have connected you to. Because when a man wants to get you, he will assess you through your friend. He say, he'll agree now. He'll agree now. He'll agree. Agree for him now. Now fine. The fee don't pay him to convince you. And when they think cast tomorrow, you'll be blamed. He'll is a good guy anyway. Number what? Number 4. Your character determines your commitment to God. Do you know there are people we are still forcing to serve God this time? We force them. We force them to come for rehearsal. We force them to come do this for God. As you grow in character, there are things you do for God. Nobody will force you. They force you. We used to trek. There was a day my wife and I were trekking with high heel. She was pregnant for 3 months. We didn't know that she was not supposed to trek with high heel. We were going to fellowship. We trek. We came. She started bleeding. We lost the baby. It was trek. Not the devil. We trekked. We lost the baby. The next day, we're still in the presence of God. We are not car with no excuse, sir. Where you are giving us, I don't have this to be in church. If you have job appointments, will you give excuse? We treat other things than God. Be on your feet. If